Cynthia McKinney. I applaud your views on human rights. I have a question for you, though.
Yes.
There are obviously people here who understand and affirm your human rights views. We have other young people here, students, who are learning about life, who are learning about history, who are learning about themselves, who from birth have believed other than what you're telling them. What message can you give to them to appeal to the better angels of their nature so they can too understand your views on human rights? What political actions could they take so that they might see other than what they've learned up to this point in their lives?
The question is, what political actions should young people take in order to be able to hear my perhaps different point of view? You are here at an institution of higher learning, and in fact, I credit my teachers and my professors for creating in me the ability to see the invisible, hear the unspoken, and read the unwritten. And so I would ask that all of you utilize your skills of critical analysis and understand just exactly not only what is said in the public sphere, but what is not said, what is written, what is not written, and to research those public organs like the New York Times, the Christian Science Monitor, etc., to understand why they write what they write and omit what they omit. I will suggest to you that I was doing some research for a speech I wanted to give about the state of Black America. And I wanted to look at health effects, certain health statistics, like, for example, infant mortality, life expectancy. And I came across a headline from many of the newspapers in this country suggesting that people in the United States should celebrate because we're living longer than we had ever lived before. And that is a reason to celebrate. That's a cause for celebration. But if you go to the CIA World Factbook and look at the rankings on life expectancy of the United States, you'll see that we're 42nd in the world. So while, yes, we may be living longer than we've ever lived before, we're not performing the best in the world. And so therefore, if we're looking at not only the state of certain populations inside the United States, if we're looking at the state of healthcare delivery in our country, we can do better. But we would never understand that we could do better if we didn't do the adequate research. So I would ask the students to please research events for yourself. And when you research those events, I believe you will acquire this critical and open mind that is necessary to arrive at the best policy prescriptions that are possible. Is that Sandy? What did you, at least your bandage is green. And basically, speaking of green, and I have a little green here, after 2006 and my realization of what happened to me and how it was part of a larger scheme to prolong our engagement in war and occupation, illegal and immoral war and occupation, I gave myself a birthday present. And in front of the Pentagon, I declared my independence from the national leadership that had made both the Democrat and Republican parties complicit in torture, war crimes, crimes against humanity, and crimes against the peace. That eventually expressed itself as acceptance of the Green Party nomination for president, for which I stood. And many of you in California, because the Green Party has ballot access in California, were actually able to cast a vote for a party other than Democrat or Republican Party. For those of you who did so, I say thank you. For those of you who are considering now what your political options are, given the fact that the drone attacks over Pakistan haven't stopped, that occupation and war hasn't stopped, that now the Obama Justice Department has gone to court to defend the illegal spying on American citizens, that the spying hasn't stopped, rendition, torture hasn't stopped, that many more will exercise their independent views and look toward independence from the special interest political parties that dominate the scene today.